Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another exciting day of masterclasses hosted by the IAPC&M. I'm your host, Elena Nedeva, APC, and I'm delighted to be here with you. We have dedicated today, September 11th, to 5 webinars that will support each coach on the journey towards establishing their coaching business. We started the day with Donna McGrath, who shared practical tips and guidance about how to identify the niche each coach is truly great at. As a reminder, this masterclass is recorded. To ensure quality of the recordings, please mute your microphones, but keep your videos on. We love to interact. The session today is going to be interactive. And if you would like to ask a question, please feel free to unmute yourselves or put it in the chat box. I'll be very happy to read it out loud for everyone. You're also encouraged to fill in your CPD logs with takeaways and ideas. So please grab your notepads, sit back, listen, and enjoy. Up next, speaking, is the confidence king, Ian Norton, who will share how to embody authentic confidence as a coach by understanding what true confidence feels and looks like in your body, energy, and presence. From prison to princess, firewalks to fortune, this is Ian's story. At 63, Ian brings decades of lived experience, professional mastery, and unapologetic authenticity to everything he does. Soon to be, actually, he was just awarded a fellowship with the IAPC&M. He's worked with everyone from royalty, including Princess Diana, to celebrities, coaches, entrepreneurs, and executives worldwide. Ian's coaching isn't textbook. It's real, it's raw, and it's rooted transformation. Ian's journey includes 4 months in prison, a 20-year marriage while hiding his sexuality, coming out and losing everything, his home, friends, and even his dog. He's navigated profound grief, mental health challenges, and the long road to self-acceptance. But that's only a part of the story. He's also skydived, walked on fire, and run the London Marathon. He's helped forge 7-figure businesses, trained with Tony Robbins, and built a reputation as one of the UK's most distinctive voices in personal and professional confidence. Ian's signature blend of life coaching, etiquette, business insights, and personal empowerment helps people strip back the noise, honor their truth, and show up in the world with fierce self-confidence. His story is one of resilience, reinvention, and rising again and again. Without further ado, over to you, Ian. It's such a pleasure for you to be with us here today.
Thank you. And thank you for that introduction. Well, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I am delighted to be here. Yeah, as Elena said, I was awarded fellow status with the organization 2 weeks ago. So it's all very new, and I'm very excited being very important right now. I'm loving it. So yeah, the reason I wanted to do this masterclass is I work with quite a lot of new coaches, new holistic healers, new practitioners, and also what I term solopreneurs who are wanting to build their business or wanting to restructure, or they're struggling with how to take the next step. And it's something that I see again and again and again. And a few of the things that can be done are really quite simple and quite straightforward. And a lot of it is about owning who you are, being true to who you are, and kind of cutting out the noise and the chatter from everybody else telling you what you should do, and you'll only succeed if you do it this way, and if you don't do what I say, you're wrong and it's never going to work. So with this in mind, today's workshop is about looking at getting rid of some of those urban myths about what you have to do to be a coach, looking at what we actually mean by confidence. And any time that you've said, oh, well, if I was more confident, I'd do that, or, well, I don't have the confidence to do this. And, and it's those kind of stories that we tell each other. So I have done a slideshow because I understand people like slides. So I will share my screen if I can, and we will get going. Yeah, if you have any questions, do once my slides are showing, I can't necessarily see everything. So do either pop it in the chat and Elena will ask me, or just unmute and stick a hand up, and I'll come to you and we will see how we get on. I'll try and keep it to 45 minutes. Okay, so the Confident King Coach Code. I have gained over the last kind of 18 months, 2 years, the reputation of being the confidence king. And the reason for that is that I genuinely believe that everything, every change, every development, every growth spurt starts from a basis of confidence. If you are confident, then whatever challenge comes up, you are prepared for. Be that with work, be that with relationships, financial, emotional, physical, whatever it is, it's easier if you have that self-belief to begin with. So that's why I like to start from a base of confidence. So let's begin with a selection of slides that I've put together for today. I'm sorry, I apologize for this. I was making notes and I looked at my notes of what I was going to put on the presentation, and I just saw a selection of slides that I and it just made me giggle. And I put this in, yeah, because it's silly, but also from the point of view that you do not have to have this polished, completely professional, unwavering persona for your business. Your business is about you and who you are. And I hear it time and time again, people saying, oh, well, when people meet me, they always sound very different to how I look online or how I show up on things. And it's most of the time that is because you're showing up how you think you ought to, rather than actually who you are. So what we're looking at today is about who you actually are and the things that are holding you back that really don't need to. So let's get going. Who am I? Elena gave me a very lovely introduction. And yeah, basically the edited version of who I am. I grew up in a very supportive and loving, but not very demonstrative family. My older brother was always the golden child and the one that was going to carry on the family business and was going to do all the good stuff. And so I was kind of left in the, oh, he's fine, because I was always quite confident as a child. So I was always the, yeah, he'll be all right, he'll be fine. And I kind of wasn't. So I became a people pleaser to try and find my tribe and find where I fitted. In the course of which I found the wrong tribe, and they were into money laundering and credit card fraud and all these kind of things. And they were older than me, but it was all very flash and all very glamorous. And we'd go to the best clubs in London and we'd go to the best restaurants in London. And they'd just say, oh, can you deliver this to this address? And I'd just take an envelope of something and do it. You know, so it's kind of, I knew it wasn't right, but you could overlook it and pretend it wasn't really bad. But it ended up that they all disappeared back to Dubai, where they came from. And I was made the scapegoat and ended up in Wandsworth prison for 4 months, which was an interesting experience because the thing happened in London. That's where I was sent, and then I should have been sent to a low security open prison to do the 4 months. But all my friends and my family were close by, so I asked the question if I could stay there because it was better for me. And this confused the hell out of them because nobody had ever asked to stay there. But they found this dusty old form somewhere that said I could sign it, and that meant I could stay. So I did. And so I had some very bizarre experiences, which I'm not going to go into now because it takes too long. But when I came out, my first priority was that this was not going to define me. Bearing in mind, this was 40 years ago, 40, yeah, plus 40 plus years ago. it was still a real stigma that you'd been in prison, and many doors were closed to me because of it. It's it's a lot different now. But I was determined it wasn't going to define me, and I was never going to hide it because nobody was ever going to hold it over me. So I started looking at what I could do, and things like acting didn't matter what you did. So I thought, well, okay, I could do that. Moved into doing acting, and as a byproduct of that, was invited to cover a day at the Lucy Clayton Finishing School in London, which at the time was a kind of universally known finishing school where royalty went, where all the debutantes went to train before their coming out balls. Foreign dignitaries would send people over, and it was all very glamorous. And through that, I did end up working with Princess Diana. And this is one of the reason I'm telling you this is one of the first points that I want to make to you is when you have that little voice going, oh, I don't know whether I'm good enough, or I don't know. When I started working with Princess Diana, our common ground was the fact that she felt people didn't understand her and she wasn't good enough. And I felt, oh, I've got a prison record, so how can I be doing this? And we connected on that level because she found it fascinating that I'd been through this and wanted to know how I'd coped and what the other people were like, and was it really like it, because you only ever see it on TV and films. And we connected because of it. So something that I could have had a voice in my head going, I can't do this because I'm this terrible person and I've done this awful thing and this is hanging over me. It actually became a strength and a benefit. And from there, I worked with them for many years, working with, I taught Prince Edward how to get in and out of a Range Rover in a kilt without flashing anything. Went personal shopping with Joan Collins while she was Alexis to everybody, which was hilarious. But alongside that, as Eleanor said in my introduction, I married because at that time, and coming from a very male-dominated family, being gay wasn't an option. So I tried to hide it, tried to commit suicide, met my potential husband, came out, lost everything. My family were great, but I lost lots of friends and my home and dog and all of that. My brother very sadly died of a heart attack at 63. My mother had severe dementia for 8 years, 3 of which she didn't know who I was, and so dealt with it. So I've over my life, I've dealt with a lot of things which I use as my strengths now, because I look at it that I wish I'd had someone I could have asked for help when I was going through these things. And I don't want to take away anybody's journey, but if I can give them tools to navigate it better, then that's what I'm here for. And that's what I want you people to be here for. This is what we do. We are there to help people navigate the difficult times that we understand. And it's not about, oh, I read a book once, so I'll do it. It's opening up and sharing ourselves with these people. And it's hugely important. So as I've put on the slide, think about, who are you? Are there bits of you that you hide because you think, oh, I can't do that because I'm a coach, or I can't show that because it makes me look weak, or, those kind of things. If there are, think about sharing them, because that's what helps make the connection with people. If you can genuinely say to a potential client, me too, and actually mean it, it's so, so powerful. So yeah, have a think. If there's any areas that you do, you do that where you go, oh no, I need to know all the answers, or I can't say I don't know, or or I won't admit to that because, it's like, even with kind of coaches that work with people getting divorced, it's like, who's going to have a better understanding of it? Someone who's been through a really bad breakup or a divorce, or someone who's done a course or read a book? It's that, in terms of connection, that's the important thing. So that's kind of where I want you to think with that. In terms of as I say, the general things that I come across so often are the similar things that everybody struggles with. One being imposter syndrome. I'll look at these in a bit more detail further on, but imposter syndrome. So many people say to me, oh, I feel like I'm an imposter. I feel like I don't deserve to be in that room, or I don't feel I'm good enough to do this, or I don't. Imposter syndrome, we are going to talk about, because I think it's misnamed. I have very strong views about it. So we will talk about that. Visibility, showing up in our businesses, showing up online, showing up at networking events, taking opportunities, having conversations. That fear of, oh, what if they reject me, or what if they don't like what I do, or whatever. Again, we'll look at that. Attracting clients, keeping clients, losing clients. The scarcity mindset, the panic mindset, the oh, I have to, is this a potential client? All those kind of things we're going to talk about. And perfectionism, the thief of any progress. Oh, I'm not going to do that because it's not quite right yet. So yeah, perfectionism. And the final one that I'm going to also talk about is comparison, where, a lot of people go, oh, you shouldn't compare at all. And I kind of sit middle ground on it. I think it has a place, but I think it can also be quite destructive. So again, we're going to just talk about where that fits in the great scheme of things with building your coaching business, or your holistic healing business, or well-being business, or wherever you sit. Now, I've put at the bottom, what do all these things have in common? Basically, all of these come down to a fundamental sense of self, trust in yourself, and confidence. So what is confidence? I, for the purposes of today, went through various dictionaries, definition books, self-help books, to look up some of the definitions for confidence. And these were some of the ones that stood out for me. So what is confidence? It's the quality of being certain of your abilities. Confidence is having trust in people, plans, or the future. Confidence is a feeling that you can trust someone or something to work or behave as you wanted it to. Confidence is a feeling of having little doubt about yourself or your abilities. Now that is an interesting one, because you'll notice it says little doubt. It doesn't say no doubt. A feeling of having little doubt about yourself or your abilities. So even within confidence, there's room for that slight, not sure, I don't know, maybe. It's a feeling of trust in someone or something. It's the quality of being certain of your own abilities to do things well. Now, with those, the words that stood out for me in that was feeling. It's a feeling you can trust someone, a feeling of having little doubt. Now, feelings are emotions. Emotions we can create on demand. That's something that we know. We can, we can make ourselves happy by thinking about happy things, and standing and smiling and breathing and energizing. We can make ourselves feel sad and depressed by lowering our shoulders, changing our breathing, thinking about something sad or tragic, or watching a sad movie. So it's a feeling. We can create it. A quality. Well, if it's a quality, it's a skill. We can train ourselves in creating a skill. It's just practice. It's repetition. Trust. Trust is a huge one for me. I genuinely believe that to be confident in all situations, it just takes trust in yourself that you can handle whatever happens, that you will be okay no matter what. It's like, as an example, I want you all to think about an occasion that I'm sure we all have many, where you were lying awake at 3 o'clock in the morning going, I don't know how I'm going to handle this, or I don't know how I'm going to get through this, or I don't know what the answer is, or I can't do this anymore. I'm sure you can all think of at least one occasion where you've been in that space. But you are all here now, today, at this minute, listening to me, which means you are 100% undefeated by anything that you've gone through in your life. You have a 100% success rate of winning in every single one of those situations. So even at the worst times when you think the worst's happened, you've got through it and you're here now. So you can trust that whatever happens, you're going to be okay. Even the most awful things. I have a client at the moment who's going through cancer treatment. And even with her, she could sit with it and go, oh God, I've got cancer and I might die and the treatment might not work and that. But she can trust that it was caught early. She's getting the best treatment. Her family are being supportive. Her work is being supportive. She knows that she can trust herself that she'll be okay no matter what as it goes forward. And she'll be able to deal with it because she's dealt with stuff in the past. And that's the thing. If you can have that level of trust in yourself, then all things are possible. And you can be confident that you will be able to deal with it. Even if that voice in your head is going, oh my God, this is really, really scary. You can go, actually, but I know I'll be okay. And then you can tackle it. And the last one, someone or people. Again, people. If you think about the people that you know that you have most confidence in, they are people that have proven to you that you can trust them. Trust them to do what they've said they'll do. Trust them to be there if you need them. Trust them to be kind, to be helpful, to be a true friend, whatever. But it's, again, comes back to trust. Now, I'm so sorry. This is the first one I've done for you guys, and it may take a while to catch up with what I'm like when I do these sessions. But yeah, the big mistake that people make about confidence is thinking that they have to have it to do whatever it is that they want to do. And this is the thing, you don't. Confidence comes retrospectively. Confidence comes from results. It's like, I always go to the example of jumping out of an aeroplane with a parachute. Only a fool would get into an aeroplane, go up in the sky, jump out of the plane without feeling scared. You know, going, I'm so confident, I'm absolutely fine, I don't need any help, I can just do it. They'd be an absolute idiot. But once someone's had the training and they've got on the plane and they've jumped out and they've landed, they can be confident they could do that again. And if I said, right, okay, we're going to go again, but we're going to go higher, are you going to be able to do that? They can be reasonably confident that they can do it because they have proof that they've achieved it. And this is the thing. Confidence is about results. As I've said, trust is a huge thing, trusting in ourselves. But confidence comes from results. You can't expect to be confident about something that you've never done before. If you are stepping up to a new challenge, or you're doing something you've never done, or you're doing something in a new way, or you're trying a new experience, you should be feeling nervous. You should have that flutter in your stomach. You should have that feeling of, wow, oh, this is a bit scary, because that means you're growing. That means you're changing. That means you're advancing. You're doing something you've never done before. And that's amazing. It's a good thing, not a bad thing. Because this brings me on to the next point, that people don't actually want confidence when they say they want confidence. This is the thing. You all have confidence to do what you know you can do. You could confidently make a cup of tea. You could confidently drive a car. You could confidently deliver a session in whatever your chosen area of expertise is, because you know what you're doing. The only time we hesitate over confidence is when it's something that we don't know. So when people say, oh, well, if I had more confidence, I'd do that, or if I had more confidence, I'd do that, they don't mean that. What they mean is they want, I call it goop. They want the good opinion of other people. They don't want confidence. They just want to know that nobody's going to say, well, why are you doing that? Or that's a silly idea. Or, well, that wasn't very good, was it? They don't want to be criticized. They don't want to be laughed at. They don't want to be told they're wrong. They want people to have a good opinion of them and say, oh, that was brilliant. That was marvelous. That was wonderful. And that if they worry about that, it holds them back from doing it, because what if that doesn't happen? Which again comes back to trust. What if it doesn't happen? You know, it's like doing this masterclass. You could all hate it and go away going, oh God, that was a waste of my time. I don't know why I even bothered. Now, yeah, my ego might be hurt a little bit by that. But will I get up tomorrow? Yes. Will I make coffee in the morning? Yes. Will I see my clients tomorrow? Yes. Will I be permanently scarred? No. So it's okay. Don't, you know, the good opinion of other people doesn't matter. And to be honest, most people don't care. When you get the negative people, it's a passing thought. They will have forgotten they were negative in seconds, and you'll be carrying that, oh, that's really, oh no, maybe I should change things with you. So let it go. The other thing they might want is a guarantee that it's going to turn out exactly how they want. And again, there are no guarantees. And sometimes if it goes wrong, it can be the most beneficial thing in the world. It turns out to be so much better than if it had gone the way you want. So, like I say, don't worry about a guarantee or a certainty. Just give it a go and allow that feeling, that slight feeling of fear, because it's important. It really is. It's now, in terms of gaining that energy before you do these things, which are a bit of a challenge, when you have got the butterflies in your stomach, or you have got that little voice in your head going, are you sure you want to do that? Oh, are you ready to do that? Should you maybe wait? Oh, I don't know. The easiest way to deal with it, as I said earlier on, it's a feeling. We can recreate that feeling. It's about changing your physicality, your physiology, your focus, your language. And these are 3 simple steps. The way we hold our bodies, like I say, you can feel sad by lowering your shoulders and looking down and breathing shallowly and being miserable. Equally, you can be strong. Scientifically, it's been proved that standing like Superman and taking deep breaths for 30 seconds releases endorphins and strengthens your body, your immune system. It energizes you. Smile properly, not just that. I'm going to humor you, smile with your whole face, your whole energy, and then try and feel miserable. You can't do it. So physically change, take that moment. If you're doing something that's going to be a bit scary, before you do it, just breathe slightly, get energized, and go, and then go with it. Focus. Where focus goes, energy flows, results show. What you focus on is what you get. Instead of thinking, what if it goes wrong? What if they don't like me? What if I get it wrong? What if that doesn't happen? What if? Change it. Take that voice, shake it by the scruff of the neck, go, thank you very much for bringing that up. But no, what if this is the best thing I've ever done? What if I make some amazing connections today in this networking session? What if I am so brilliant today, I can't even cope? What if it goes super brilliantly, awesomely, fantastically, amazingly, just the best thing I've ever done? Because it's equally true. Until you do it, both options are true. Take the good one, take the positive one. And language, again, coming back to that what if, or the, oh, I don't know if I'm ready, or I don't know whether I should do that, or what if nobody takes that up? Again, think about it. If if you put an offer out there and nobody takes it up, that's not a criticism of you. That's not oh, I should kill myself, I should give up, I should just not do this anymore, I should change my my entire business plan, nobody likes me, everybody hates me. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means at that moment in time, it wasn't the right thing for your audience. So we go, okay, what can I learn from that? Okay, it's not right for the moment. Oh, I wonder if that is. So instead of yourself up, look at it as, well, let's learn from that and see what happens. So, right, I'll come back to this because I'm conscious of time. If we have time, I'll get a little bit woo-woo at the end. But I said I would come back to these things that are the confidence killers. These are the ones that little voice that comes into our minds and goes, oh, well, do you think you should? Or do you think you're good enough? Or do you think you might? Or all of those things. First one up is a real bugbear of mine. People talk about it all the time. Imposter syndrome. You know, oh, I've got imposter syndrome. Oh, he has imposter syndrome. Oh, it's really awful. I'd love to do that, but I have imposter syndrome. Imposters, I don't know if you've ever seen the film Catch Me If You Can with Leo DiCaprio, where he plays this guy. It's based on a true story, and it's this guy who lived his life impersonating everyone from a bank employee to a Pan Am pilot to the FBI were following him, trying to catch him because he was just making money everywhere. And there was another thing on Netflix called something like Inventing Anna, and it was this Russian woman who took over New York as this socialite, daughter of this incredible billionaire Russian, and she you know, she rented out floors of hotels to stay in and everything, and it was all made up. They were imposters. Imposters know exactly what they're doing. They know every single detail of how to be what they aren't. Now, we are not those people. When people say they have imposter syndrome, it's not that at all. You're not an imposter. This goes back to what I was saying earlier about confidence. You're not an imposter. You're just about to do something which is a step up or something that you haven't done before. So you're not an imposter. You're just new. So there may be things that you don't know, or there may be things that you get wrong, or there may be things that are missing. But it's because you're learning a new skill, or you're entering a new space, or you're going into a new group of people. I get it quite often with clients when they're being promoted at work. I had a client recently who she was promoted to a C-suite level job, and she was like, they're not going to take me seriously, and they're not going to, and I won't know this, and I won't know. And it's like, well, no, of course you won't, because you're stepping up into a new level. So if they're not going to expect you to know everything, but you have to have the confidence to be able to ask the questions to find out what you need to know. Are there set protocols already, or is it down to you to create a new way of doing something? So when you think, oh God, I've got imposter syndrome, you haven't. And it's horrible because it's this label that makes you feel rubbish, because it makes you feel like you're pretending to be someone you're not. And like I put there, who am I to coach, or who am I to be in this group, or who am I to try and do that? And that's not the case. It's purely that you're taking that step up. So you need that little bit of fear in your belly that goes, oh, this is a bit scary. But you then step into that space. You gain the experience, you get the results of what you've done, your confidence builds. You ask the questions, you find out what you need to know, you embrace the space, and it's no longer an issue. Does that just give me a hands up if that makes sense in terms of, yeah? Yeah, because it honestly, it drives me mad because it's such a misnomer to call it imposter syndrome. It's not. Genuinely, you are just stepping up into a slightly new area, or challenging yourself, or taking a risk. Fear of showing up online. Again, this is one that a lot of people struggle with. Showing up online, showing up at networking events, showing up in general for your business. Now, fact number one, as soon as we put ourselves out there are going to be people that don't like us. There are people that we're not right for. There are people that will criticize us. Normally, the people that are nasty and criticize us are doing it because we're holding a mirror up to them and they don't like what they're seeing. Quite often, if it's another another industry member, it's because they're not doing as well as you are. So it's going to happen. So again, you just get used to it, that it's not, again, it's not about you, it's about them. The main thing, if you take nothing from today but this, the main thing about showing up at networking events, at online, everything else, is keep it simple. I had this conversation with someone yesterday that was networking and going, I don't feel I'm making connections. And I said, okay, so how do you, what, you know, if I said to you, what do you do? Tell me. First response was, oh, you've caught me off guard there. It's like, okay, so you haven't got anything in your mind ready to say. And then she started talking about, oh, well, I do this with these modalities, and I do this to create authenticity. And I said, okay, stop there. Would you speak to a friend like that? And she was like, well, no. And it's like, and it's taking out the techno speak. We're used to it because it's our world. We're used to talking about modalities. We're used to talking about being authentic. We're used to talking about identity. We're used to, you know, because we live it. The majority of people don't understand it. They really don't. So it's keeping it simple. You know, it's like, what do you do? Oh, I'm a Reiki practitioner. Have you ever heard of Reiki? Oh, well, I've heard of it, but I don't really know what it is. Oh, well, it's this, and this is what I do. Or, yeah, I've heard, you know, no, I've never heard of it. Oh, well, this is what it is. You know, oh, I'm a life coach. Oh, what? But yeah, because I do, you know, I kind of work with people, and it's, you know, I always go in, you know, I'm known as the confidence king because I work on people's confidence because it helps them in different areas of their life. Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it because you feel you have to show your authority and your skill and how good you are. Keep it simple. Any of the online things, any of the networking events, it's about building relationships. In terms of working in our industries, these things take time. We're not, you know, we're not selling ink cartridges for photocopiers. It's not a simple, I sell these and I'm cheaper than your local supplier. Would you like them? Yes, thank you, or no, thank you. With what we do, it's a longer process because people have to trust us and like us before they'll commit, because we're handling that, you know, we're handling their mental health. So, like I say, it's keep it simple. Think that you're talking to a friend. You know, if you're doing an online video or a live online, think that you're just talking to that one friend about whatever it is that you're talking about. Don't feel that you have to portray this vision, because your tribe will come to you because they connect with you and they love you, not this persona that you put out online, which they then come to you and go, oh, you're very different from what I thought. Yeah, so keep it simple. And with that goes on to the next point of attracting clients. Approach this from a point of view of service. Don't think about how am I going to get them as a client or how am I going to get more clients. Think about it from what can I put out there that is of value for people? What are the people that I connect with in need of? And share, allow them to come to you. You know, if people, one of the big things that I will say here, which drives me crazy, and I bang on about it all the time, is on social media. If someone comments on something that you've put out, reply. Don't just like emoji or don't do anything. Just reply. Even if it's just thank you. Or if it's something that can start a conversation, engage with it. But reply. Because that starts to build connections, even with people that maybe won't come to you for years. It starts to build those connections, and they've taken even just showing that you acknowledge they've taken time to read whatever you've put or listen to the video or whatever, and they've taken time to comment. You're just going, thank you for that, and it starts the connection. It's such a simple thing, but if you get into the habit of doing it, you build those connections. I have gained clients by doing that because people like to feel seen and heard and noticed. And that way, it's a simple thing to do, but genuinely, Start doing it. Comparison. By human nature, we look at everybody else and see what they're doing. And we kind of think, oh, is that, they're doing better than me, or, oh, I must, maybe I should change and do that or whatever. Firstly, you are you. You are uniquely you. No one else is you. So nobody else can do what you do the way you do it. So even if you're having those moments of doubt where you're thinking, oh, but there's so many other people doing it, they're not. They're doing their version of it. You are doing your unique version. Nobody else is doing what you're doing. You can be inspired by people. It's like when I trained with Tony Robbins. He's inspiring. It's like, oh my God, the millions of people that you can help. You can be inspired by it, but I don't want to be him because I'm not him. So it's about, with comparison, don't use it as a negative. You might see somebody's done something and think, oh, I quite like the idea of that. I wonder if I could do it, my version of something like that. Or, oh, I wonder if, that kind of idea might work. But don't compare yourself in a negative way, because the big thing being that what you're seeing is the edited highlights reel. It's like if we believe what we see on social media, everyone lives in a great mansion and drives a Ferrari and pops off to their villa in the south of France all the time. It's a snapshot of the good stuff. Very few people post the bad stuff and the negative stuff and the problems. And that's something I've learned over years. When you talk face to face and the reality comes out, it doesn't match up with that. So don't compare unless it's in terms of, actually, I'm doing that, and that actually I could tweak it because that's quite good. Same with perfectionism. Every religion in the world says there is no such thing as perfect. And there isn't. It's the need for perfection is purely that fear. It comes back to that same little butterflies in the stomach, that same little bit of fear and worry that, okay, well, if I wait until I've got all that done, then it'll be okay. Oh, but then I need to get that done, and I need to you could have the best course in the world. You could be the most amazing coach in the world. You could have the best website in the world. If nobody knows you're there, it's pointless. So don't wait to be perfect. All that is that little bit of fear of your nervous system going, oh, is it safe to go out there in that big world? Or is that safe to put yourself out there? Maybe if I keep you thinking about perfection, we'll be hidden and it will all be okay. So just with that, it's just calming that nervous system and going, it's okay, I've got this, I'm ready, and just put it out there. Being you, being your genuine self. Don't wait to be perfect. Never going to happen. It's just because you'll just keep procrastinating, because it will never be perfect, because it's not about being perfect. It's just about that fear of stepping out. Okay. So, few points for that, applying it to your business. Like I said, our way of working, networking, is about building relationships. It's a longer term process. We're not selling a basic product that's a simple yes or no, I want it, I don't want it. Is it cheaper or more expensive than what I already buy? It's not that. Nobody wants coaching, I think is what I would say. A lot of people need it, and it's about helping them realize where it can benefit them. But that comes from building these relationships. Like I say, at a networking event, if somebody says, what do you do? And you kind of generally say what you do in a simple way, and they engage with it, you can then go back to them with like, okay, so tell me about you. And you can start to listen to what comes up from them and go, oh, actually, I helped somebody with that because, and you're into that conversation. And it may take 3, 4, 5 meetings to kind of build that relationship, but allow that this is a longer term game rather than an instant fix. If you come away from a networking event and you haven't got a new client, that's not a, oh, well, I don't know why I bother. That's a, who did you speak to? What connections did you start to make? What relationships did you start to build? show up online. Like I say, don't wait to be perfect. Show up, do the thing, but do it as you. Just be you. Keep it simple language, because the people out there don't know a lot of what we take for granted. Conversations, again, big one. Listen more than you speak. Like, you know, quite often we feel like we have to talk and we have to show that we know our stuff and that we're an authority and that we're really great. Don't try not to. Try to listen and just pick up what they're saying and what they're not saying. Yeah, it's difficult sometimes, because like I say, you have that feeling that you want to share and you want to tell them, and you know, you want, please like me because I know all this stuff. But if you can hold it back and listen, you can pick up on things that you go, interesting. And you have somewhere to explore that is probably not anywhere near what they first started talking about that they thought was a problem. Clients buy certainty, not scripts. And again, by that, what I mean by that is just be certain in your own abilities. You are all, I guarantee, incredible people with amazing skills. And the person that comes to you as a client, or the person you're talking to, or the person that you're sharing with, that you're going, I think they need help. And you know, there might be some, I do it quite often. There'll be somebody that I go, actually, I think this might help. And I'll just drop them a message and say, oh, I saw that post. I've got a video that I did on things like scheduling is always a big one. And it's like, shall I send it over? You know, and just send it. You know, it costs you nothing but a few minutes, but it shows that you're certain in your ability to help them. And you're not working from a script of, okay, this is the way the process has to work. Quote at the end that I've put there is one that I use a lot again. Connection is the currency of coaching. If we connect, if we serve, if we agree as well, no expectations. Don't go into any of this with expectations. Just go open to an agreement. And it changes the way that you approach everything. So there you go. You are, as I said, undefeated. You rise again and again. Every time you think you can't, you get through it and you do it. So trust yourself that you can do that. Yeah, this is your right as a confident coach. There we go. Thank you very much for your time. If we have questions, I am more than happy to answer them. Get rid of that. There we go. There we go. So, how are we doing? Right. So, does anyone have a question? Oh, hand up there, Anne. Anne, got a hand up. Just looking at it, going, oh, it's pretty, and with the hearts and everything. That's lovely. This is, yeah, I'm sorry. This is what you take on when you deal with me. I'm so sorry. Yes, Anne.
Sorry, it was a clap, but
Oh, well, thank you very much. Oh, I'll take a clap then. Thank you very much. I'll take that. I'm good.
So no, I don't think I've got any questions.
That's all right. Did that make sense, people? Did that?
Yeah.
Good. Good. Well, if nobody has any questions, do you want a little bit of woo-woo just to finish off?
Yeah.
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 Okay. All right. We will talking. It goes back to what I was saying about the power moves and kind of owning our confidence before we go into something that's a bit scary or something that we're not 100% sure about. And again, it's something that I worked on when I was training with Tony Robbins. But it's about the fact that as far as I'm concerned, everything comes from energy. You know, we know from basic science at school that it cannot be created, it cannot be destroyed, it can only be transferred. So universal energy for me is a very big thing. And on that basis, every molecule of our bodies at some time was energy somewhere else and in some other area. So it makes perfect sense that parts of us could be from previous people, from planets, from space, from air, it can be anything, because when we die, the energy that's in us transfers somewhere else. It has to. That's, basic science. So within us, we have these different areas of energy, these different areas of our personality that we can call on. We all have certain ones that we stick with and work well, but within that, there are others that can possibly be more beneficial. And the main four that I tend to work with are the warrior, the magician, the lover, and the sovereign. And they all have different purposes. For the time that we've got, we're going to find our inner warrior, because that is one of the most useful at any time. Now, your inner warrior is with you 100% of the time. Your inner warrior is the part of you that does not give up. It's the part of you that will fight through, that will carry on, that will keep going, that is resilient, that is strong, and is empowering. And your inner warrior is an amazing place to go when you are about to embark on something that is a little bit scary or a little bit new, where you're feeling maybe a little bit exposed. So we are going to, for these last few minutes, we are going to find our inner warrior. So I want you to close your eyes. Just feel your feet touching the floor. Take a breath in for 2 and out for 4. 2, 3, 4. In for 2 and out for 4. 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to find your inner warrior. Think about your inner warrior, king or queen, and place your hand on your body where you feel your warrior lives. Where in your body would you find your warrior? Place your hand on your body where you find your warrior. Now, what color is your warrior? What color comes up for you? See that color, the color of your warrior. See that color filling your entire body with a bright version of that color. Your warrior is strong. Your warrior is empowered. Your warrior will not cease until he gets the job done. Your warrior is all-knowing, action-taking. Feel the color filling your body. Now you're all on mute, so you're safe to do it. Make the sound that your warrior makes. Make it now, not from your head, from your heart. What sound does your warrior make? Make it now. Make it again. Make it again. Now feel the strength of your warrior within you. Feel the confidence of battle within you. Your warrior queen, your warrior king has the power to get you where you need to do. Now, what I would like you to do is speak to your warrior. I want you to say, my warrior, give me a powerful word to take forward from today. My warrior, give me a powerful word to take me forward from today. And just listen to your warrior and see which word they give you. You all have a word. Now, once more, make the sound of your warrior. And come back to me. Open your eyes and come back. Now, by engaging with your warrior, the more you do it, the more natural it comes to you. And this goes back to what I was saying at the very beginning about confidence being a feeling and being an emotion. You will start to connect your warrior with where your warrior lives. So if you need to make that connection, you can touch that part of your body and instantly be with your warrior and gain that strength. And as I say, the similar is true with the magician, who is about knowing that life is a game and everything is to be played and enjoyed, and there's always a solution. Your lover is there to love everyone. It's not just about sensuality, it's about connections, relationships. The sovereign is the font of wisdom and the oldest energy that is within us. But it's about connecting with those areas of our energy when we are in doubt, to be able to power through. So as I say, just practice that and get used to connecting with your warrior. There we go. There we are. So any final questions or thoughts?
We have a question from Cynthia. Cynthia,
Uh-huh.
if you feel comfortable, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Yeah, good afternoon. I just wanted to ask, is there a certain course or a workshop or a masterclass we might join to become confidence coaches?
I'm actually about to launch a 6-week course called Magnetic Authority. And it covers a lot of what I'm doing today. So it involves, it's one-to-one sessions, but it's also a small group course so that anyone involved with it can support each other. So it's a lovely, it's only a 6-week one. So it's kind of a concise, get you empowered, get you excited, because I think with these kind of things, it's about initial impact and actually seeing the results quickly so that you can then take it forward. So that I'm about to launch fairly soon. So if you follow me, actually the easiest thing to do is follow me on Facebook, because then I'll be announcing that in the next 10 days. But that would be perfect for you, actually.
Ian, could you also share that with Eleanor, and then we can circulate it throughout, so like the people,
I
so
will
like
indeed.
both live and so if you're like anybody who's listening to the recording, just on the off chance that there are people such as myself who like stay away from
Yes, of
Facebook
course,
as
of
if their life
course.
depended on it.
Yeah, yes, of course. Yeah, no, I kind of put it together because of what came up for this masterclass, and it was like, actually, I'm doing this masterclass because it's things that keep cropping up with people all the time that are relatively easy to fix if you, like with anything, if you know what to do. So the 6-week course covers all of that. So it's the confidence building, it's the getting rid of imposter syndrome, which you now know how I feel about it. So yes, I will. I'll let you know, Eleanor. I'll send you the details once it's all finalized.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's
You're very welcome, Katerina.
Rachel, I see you have a question.
Hi, sorry, I don't know if there's a lot of time, but it was just quickly, it was interesting when you said about coaching being a relationship, because I find I'm true to myself, and I try to portray that through my online marketing, but I struggle with the balance between trying to share my story and remain true to me, but also then the balance of trying to be professional. So perhaps maybe going to post something and then be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that, maybe that's not professional. And I think it's just because I've been in businesses before that are, there's rules and there's like, oh, can't say that, that's professional. Trying to find the balance between it's actually okay to say what I want to say.
There you go. That's it. It's okay to say what you want to say. Now, this is the thing. It's nothing that you would want to put out there would be against your natural values.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like I say, take off the it may not be professional, because that's what holds people back. That's what stops you, because you hesitate, you worry about it, so then you don't do it. And that could be the post that was perfect for someone at that point, and they've lost it because you worried about it not seeming professional. You're not going to post something, you know, you're not going to post something completely inappropriate for who you are or what you do. You know, you might post something that triggers someone or upsets someone, or they don't like hearing it, but that's okay, because that's part of what we do. We're there to challenge people sometimes. You know, that's okay. But again, the it may not be professional. It's just your nervous system trying to keep you safe and going, oh, I better not do that, you know, because that might, you know, that might ripple the waters, or somebody might not like it. And it's like, that's okay. Somebody probably won't like it, but that's all right, because somebody needs to hear it, which is why, again, this goes back to my universal energy thing, that somebody needs to hear it, which is why you've thought of posting it, and you need to post it. So don't get tied up in it may not seem professional, because you wouldn't do anything that wasn't. It's not about the professional. It's about authority. It's about owning your identity. And whatever you post will come within that. It will be your values, your morals, your views, your essence. And it's okay. So if you hear that little voice going, oh, it may not be professional, just go, yeah, but it is, because I'm doing it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do it. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ian, thank you so much for this insightful masterclass on confidence. It has been a true pleasure for us to listen to you. We look forward to welcoming you again in the future.
Thank you.
So thank you, audience, for joining us. And I hope everyone has a great rest of their days.
Yeah. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for your time this morning. I hope it's been helpful.